123 Toyd coming back at you with a brand new video, and because of that, we're going to go ahead and get festive because of the holiday spirit. Now, I wanted to bring something to you that you might enjoy underneath your own Christmas tree. Now, that's what this is right here. This is the world's smallest electrostatic speaker. It is made by Benq, and it is called the TreVolo S. Now, not only is it an electrostatic speaker, it is also a portable Bluetooth speaker. So let's go ahead and take a good look at it right after this. Some of you may not even know what an electrostatic speaker is, so let's go ahead and start there. If you take a look at this particular unit, you're going to notice these two speakers on the side. Now these are actually really thin panels, and these panels are what makes this an electrostatic speaker. You see, an electrostatic speaker uses drivers that are unlike conventional drivers. A conventional driver uses a huge magnet and has a cone that moves back and forth. An electrostatic speaker uses these panels. Now, the reason why you may not have actually seen them is because they're typically reserved for hi-fi and audiophile style systems, and that's because of a couple of reasons. One, they usually have a very low distortion rate, at least compared to conventional drivers. In fact, their distortion rate can be anywhere from 1% to even lower. Now, there's one other reason why people really like electrostatic speakers, and that's because they are known to be one of the most accurate ways to reproduce audio. So let's be honest, if you are someone looking for a speaker, those are two things you want: a low distortion system with an accurate way to reproduce audio. And that's what Benq is trying to bring to you in a portable Bluetooth speaker. For all the good things that electrostatic speakers can do, there is one thing that electrostatic speakers are not very good at, and that's recreating bass. So if you take a look at these two drivers, these are designed just to reproduce the bass themselves. Now, those are connected to two passive radiators. Now, the reason why that's important is because a lot of cheaper Bluetooth audio systems don't use passive radiators. Instead, in order to save costs, they use ports. Now, the problem with that is that oftentimes these systems are so small that they can't get the right size port on there, and it creates a lot of port noise. And by doing that, the sound quality really suffers. Now, Benq is smart enough to use passive radiators. That way, their sound quality does not suffer when the bass actually does hit. Now, Benq isn't just after sound quality with this. Benq is about quality all over. In fact, if you take a look at this, this is a really well-made Bluetooth speaker. Now, this particular speaker is only $200, and for an electrostatic speaker, that is a really good price. Now, that in and of itself would be probably enough for some of you to get it. But I want to tell you that this is not made like a cheap Bluetooth speaker. This is made with high quality components and materials. Everything about this just screams quality, even from the buttons that you push that have a really good feel to them, to even the electrostatic speakers when they close, they have a really nice sound to it. But when they built this, they really thought of everything. The hinges themselves are very thick. The electrostatic speakers, when they close, have rubber protecting them so that they won't get damaged. And even the bottom has a rubber non-slip foot that's angled upwards so that the speaker itself is angled towards the listener, especially in near field. And not only that, it just has a very nice, sleek look and design to it that really does fit the consumer that they're going for. But you know what? The quality doesn't stop there. The quality also is included in the technology that they've entered in it. You see, this does have actually NFC, so you can take any NFC device and touch it right to the top and it will automatically connect to it. It also, of course, has Bluetooth and auxiliary as well as USB, so you have a plethora of options to be able to connect to. Now, one thing to take note of is that when you connect your auxiliary cable, it does override the Bluetooth. Now, that's great because that means that it will not play both Bluetooth and auxiliary at the exact same time. Now, that would be enough for the technology if that was it, but it's not. You see, if any of you guys have Android or Apple phones, you can go to your App Store and download the Benq app. Now, when you download this, it has a couple of functions. One of those is the 3D sound, which you can turn on and off. Now, I gotta be honest, I usually don't like 3D sound. 3D sound to me is just more of a gimmick. But Benq has said that their 3D sound is a little bit different than other people's 3D sound. And I gotta say, this is the first time I've actually heard 3D sound that I've enjoyed. In fact, there are times where I actually shut off standard listening mode and turned on 3D mode because I enjoyed it more than I did the traditional mode. Now, the other thing that the app had is one of the things that I really love, and I think that really separates BenQ from its competition, and that's stereo pairing. That means that if you decided to get not just one of these for under your Christmas tree, but you decided to get two of them, you could actually pair them together. You just open up the app on your phone and connect the two, and this TreVolo S would then become your right speaker, and the TreVolo S on your left would then become your left speaker, and you now have a set of stereo speakers that are Bluetooth capable right next to you. That is really cool, and I wish more people would do that. So the last thing that you guys probably want to know about is sound quality. How does it sound? Well, before we go to sound quality, we should mention what this is not. You see, Bluetooth speakers are really a dime a dozen now. You could get a Bluetooth speaker from anywhere from $10 all the way up to $10,000, and there are differences between them. Now, a lot of the cheaper Bluetooth speakers really go after two things. They go after extended bass response, or bass that's so loud that it overcompensates for where the speaker really isn't as good at. And because of that, it actually does not sound as good. Now, the other thing that Bluetooth speakers will often do is overcompensate with volume, meaning that they make their speaker loud. The problem with it being loud is it often doesn't sound good loud. In fact, it adds a lot of distortion. Because of that, it really is not a pleasure to listen to at loud volumes. Now, TreVolo S really has cared about sound quality. And because of that, they've made this more of a near-field listening experience, or at least that's how I would use it. And because of that, their bass is not going to be very loud. Now, their bass will be very well defined, and up close, it will be what I consider a fairly linear response. However, the further you get away from that with these two drivers, of course, the less bass you're going to hear. Now, the other thing is they are designed really about sound quality, and because of that, this is not going to be over-amplified. It does get loud, but it gets just loud enough. It is not something that you're going to take and blare out a room with. Of course, honestly, you shouldn't be doing that with any portable Bluetooth speaker anyway. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the sound quality. I found the sound quality to be very nice, and I really liked it on high fidelity music. So let's talk about sound quality. I gotta be honest, I really liked it, and I really enjoyed it in high-resolution audio formats. That's when you can really tell if a Bluetooth speaker is actually better. It's just hooking some high-resolution audio through it. And I put some Adele high-resolution audio through that, and I gotta say, I was very impressed, especially on the vocals. It just sounded very nice, clean, and clear. And there were things I heard in my music that I had not heard on other portable Bluetooth speakers, which really does show to the quality and craftsmanship that BenQ did come up with. Now, before we go, I should talk about some things that I think that they could improve on. First is that once you plug in the auxiliary cable, it does seem to defeat the Bluetooth, meaning that in order to play a Bluetooth device again, you have to unplug the auxiliary completely. Now, I would like to have like a button even on the app that would be able to do that. However, let's be honest, if you have to get up and press the button anyway to change between Bluetooth and auxiliary, you might as well just unplug it. Now, it is possible that there is a function that I missed inside the Bluetooth, but I couldn't find it. Now, second thing is somewhere where I think that they took a miss, at least on the TreVolo S, and that's because it does not have aptX. Now, that's kind of a big deal for someone that's sporting, a high-resolution Bluetooth audio. However, having said that, I listen to high-resolution audio over Bluetooth, and it did sound really good. I would rather have aptX, but I don't think that that is a deal breaker. However, if it is for you, go and check out their big brother. I linked to it. That one does have aptX on it. So finally, you're probably wondering, do I think it's worth the $200? I absolutely think it's worth the $200. In fact, I think that it might actually be a little underpriced at the $200 range. So if you're looking for a nice Bluetooth speaker that does care about quality first, I think this would be one that would fit perfectly underneath your Christmas tree. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. video, and if you did, please don't forget to like the video. And if this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe. That way we can get more videos like this out to you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to check the description, as there are buying links to these as well as ways to keep in contact with me. All right, guys, thanks and have a great day.